They could never make me hate Diana Bahati. Listen, I know guys
They almost
came
did.
for
I'm
her
not gonna say.
and cancel.
Guys,
Me,
they almost did. They could never make me hate. I am obsessed with her. I worship the ground she walks on.
I too. There are some certain group of creators who it's like we already know that a huge part of their content is like vibes exactly, and is kind of like it's not relatable. It's not meant to be relatable. It's meant to be like it's over there. There's no way your man is flying you to do what for your 7th surprise of the week. Hi guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM,
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's definitely TMI.
We're back,
bitches.
It seems like we only missed a week for those of you who are like diligent at making sure that you watch or listen exactly on Wednesday. Yeah. But we have not shot in a few
It's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been.
Has it been 3 weeks?
It has been, right? Yeah, it's been 3 weeks.
It has been, yeah.
Yeah.
Lydia is very excited to be back here shooting.
Happy to be
For me,
back.
sometimes when I watch TMI episodes, I don't even remember that I was there when they were being shot. So I'm just like,
Definitely.
wow, it's so nice these people keep having episodes up. I wonder when they're shooting, they're like, oh shit, I have to go to shoot and I have to create the content and I need to work and be present.
And be there.
And sometimes
do
that's
the
just,
work.
it feels like a tall order. You expect me to
it
work
gives
once
work.
every 2 weeks.
It gives
I
works.
don't enjoy that.
It gives labor. And
Yeah.
I don't know, you're a princess. You're a princess. Yeah, I'm really excited to be back. I don't know if it's just like the physical energy, the rest. I'm just so happy to be here. We did miss one episode, I'm saying if you watch it every single time. And it was because of what has been happening in our country, Kenya. We know there's a lot of people who follow us who are not from
all
Kenya.
over the world.
But I think the country has been at a standstill for like 2 weeks now. And it was in the run-up to trying to prompt the government to reject the finance bill, which had many punitive tax policies that we were just not happy about, that we felt like were inconsistent with what they had promised us, which is like to support the small man, the hustler. And and a lot of us who are protesting were just not for it. And because the finance bill is something that can be rejected and the country continues moving, there were protests, digital activism, which we were very much a part of. Murugi was arrested.
Literally, guys. If anyone ever tells me, do you love this country? I've literally been arrested.
You have.
Literally, like,
you're a freedom fighter, babe.
That's actually
You
it.
are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I was telling, I don't know who I was telling, I think it was like my sister. Is like that day when that happened, it really like painted me as like, wow, look at this brave, courageous person went out on the streets.
Yeah.
But if I had known when I was going out on the streets that I was that much in danger, like my safety and my freedom were that much in danger, I don't know if I'd have gone, girl.
No one would have.
Because it was just like, it's so serious. You know, it's like, oh, it's just like we're all together until like now, no, it's you who now has been
You
arrested.
are
It's
the arrested
you who has
one.
now been
You-
shot. You are the one who has been tear gassed. Like,
Yeah.
I really feel like, yeah, maybe there's an aspect of it that I'm glad that I didn't know the seriousness, the depth of it before. Because if I had, I don't know. You know, I keep thinking, in fact, when they caught me that time, I was just like, they could just shoot me and that's it. It'll just be like, oh, you guys remember Murugi died during those protests of
for our country.
Girl.
It's all for the country when we're
It's
talking
all-
about it from this big scale.
That's
But
it.
for the people who have personally experienced like
Yeah.
death and injury,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel that way.
It really-
it's very much
yeah.
a personal experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's been amazing being part of like just like the whole movement and what's been happening.
Yeah.
There have been some parts which have been like, oh, you know, like not being able to work and not having TMI. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm just like, we are thinking about the livelihoods of all Kenyans
Versus
and our
this-
future as a country
Yeah.
versus this is just like 2 weeks of, you know, sacrificing the TMI. I know some of you haven't seen it like that because my DMs have been blowing up like, no TMI. Oh my God, no TMI.
Yeah.
I even had forgotten that we hadn't even put up a TMI episode.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I remember. I was for putting up
that
an
day,
episode
yeah.
only because I felt like there was just like this energy consistently online, which was about one thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that were really triggering. And because me and Murugi were using our own personal platforms like so consistently to be activist, I was like, you know, TMI, you know, people could just have the hour break. But we also didn't want to come off insensitive or like
Exactly.
tone deaf around what was happening. And especially last week where, after Tuesday, like I think that was the first day there were like so many deaths and like a lot of people got hurt. So we wanted to just be sensitive to that. But there's an element of that has made me feel very empowered from the perspective of what we can do, like as a whole, as a collective. And by the way, that collective togetherness is something that we can use and leverage somewhat another time. The fact that we see we can do it.
Exactly.
Like that means we can do a lot.
It means we can do a lot. But for me, it's just like it's both a place of like empowerment, but also for me, it's just like it's almost a little bit scary. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Because it's like the potential. Did you saw what happened yesterday? Like the potential for things to just go from like, yeah, this is a really great thing, we're agitating for change, to like, oh my God, people are dead, businesses are, being lost, people are being burnt and whatever, based off of like now what the political atmosphere is and who is paying who to come and like make things horrible. And like, it just feels like it's such a delicate balance between like agitating for change and, oh my God, is our country literally going to become like, what do you call it? Those states, you know what I mean?
Was scared about that.
I was scared
about I think after Tuesday, like when we
entered parliament
was breached.
When we
right? After that, I was just like, whoa.
I know,
like,
right?
This is how like things kind of topple down. Like, it's like now, even when the finance bill was withdrawn and now that's not the conversation, it's like there's all of these other conversations, and then now the country gets to a place of people are like hashtag Ruto must go. Let's say he resigns, there's a power vacuum. Who takes
what
over?
Happens?
There's
and
civil
then,
war.
I know so much can happen.
And
so
like
much can happen. Yeah.
I think that's what I realized. It takes a second
exactly
to go to the other side.
I know, but I feel like I feel empowered by the fact that each of us in our own little spheres of influence can have an impact, whether it's like civic education on our platform or audiences, whether it's amplifying voices of those who are on the front line actually entering the parliament or like literally putting their lives in harm's way to fight for our freedoms, or like even raising money, just like being part of things, whatever it is that we can do. It doesn't necessarily need to be like being on the street, but it can be like, how else are you using like your surrounding and your environment to be able to like agitate for change. How do you feel about like the celebrities who are being cancelled?
I was about to say, how can we talk about this without talking about the content creators who are really just like being dragged to the... Let me tell you, I feel like you shouldn't enforce activism, because that's just something that feels like you shouldn't force people to feel like they have to be activist. But what I've realized is that there's a delicate dance, because as content creators, the premise of how we even make money is I create this community and I build trust with my audience. Then the brands now they come in between and they use this trust are formed, and that's how I make money, because it's so people and audience centered. If I can see how it feels like somewhat of a betrayal for people to not talk or use their big ass platforms to talk about something that's going to affect them, and maybe they don't have a platform. So that's what ends up happening. It's like, I don't have a platform, you have one, and I trust you, and it becomes like it's a you thing, right? So it's a delicate dance. I do think that we borderline on bullying
for sure,
and making people feel like whatever step they do is wrong. You didn't post, you're wrong. You posted the next day, it's only because of pressure. When you went to the protest, it was only for a photo shoot.
What are the guys who posted the next day? Hey, those are the ones who are eaten up by their edges, girl. Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from. For me, it's like I feel like everyone is within their right to post or not post whatever it is that they want. And for me, I even like when I went online, I was like, oh, but I've not seen this person posting about this. For me, my first thought is not to bully them, like cancel them. This person is horrible. But for me, mentally, I've already made a note of like, this is the kind of person that you are, or this is the kind of things that you care about.
Or these are your values.
These are your values, and maybe my values then just don't align with your values. But for me, it's not a thing of like, now let's cancel them. Let's cancel all the brands they have worked with. Because like on X, it was crazy. Like every 2 seconds.
But it's like you just feel the atmosphere of X comes on Instagram somehow. So if it's hot on Instagram, X is burning.
I also feel like is there a delicate dance between like you and your audience? There's that trust, yes, but maybe like the day-to-day realities of the way your life is right now, and the way maybe somebody who follows you in a different economic economic standing is, our lives are very different. So if at any point something which, for example, affects them doesn't necessarily affect you, are you still required, or are you still do you still have a responsibility to post because of that trust, as you say?
I mean, there's something that is always going to feel that way, whether you decide to post or not. But there is going to be that people who, and by the way, many things are happening at the same time. This is not the only issue people can be using their platforms for.
Yeah.
But that idea that is like, we're here, we are suffering, and you who I trust, you who I have a relationship with, you, and people do feel now is like, we've supported you, we've bought you this, we've done you this, and you can't speak for us. That exchange comes. People are ready to cash that check. They're ready to cash that check. So I feel like there's a sense of, like, I see why. Maybe I can't say you're obligated, but I can see why people are trying to get you to do it. What I can say is that there's only one content creator who I was looking to, not for activism, education. Because for me,
what? It's TMI, isn't it?
Yeah, good for you.
This TMI.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so is this not TMI?
You've treaded enough.
Okay, so you tell me then.
So for that person, what I felt like for me is more like, but the second I say this example, it's going to be so obvious who I'm talking about. And what I would say is that maybe if I look to someone like, this is the person who has this expertise. It's like I'm looking for more like education, like information, or like, more a sense of leadership. But my projecting, I am.
Yeah, I think we're projecting.
Deeply projecting.
Yeah, but me, where I felt like things were going wrong is assuming people have now like, okay, fine, yesterday you didn't show up for the protest, so today now you've been cancelled. And then maybe you want to show up in a different way. People are now also trying to be like, how much are you showing up? Are you showing up as much as Lydia showed up? As much as Murugi showed up? Kind of thing. And in fact, to some extent, like now when I was seeing DMs of just like, wow, you're one of the celebrities, and you even went out on the streets, you were even on the front line, you were even arrested. I'm like, that's not I feel like there can't be like a standard of like how you showed up, because for example, let's say you contributed 100,000 for victims, but you didn't go march. Then now people will be like, oh yeah, but you weren't even on the street. Can we say like one is more valuable than the other? However, if you have a big platform, posting costs you nothing. So I feel like the people who just didn't even like post and you were just continuing with your own things, that one is just like, maybe you deserve the cancelling a little bit.
Look at you folding your arms
it's
to
like,
protect yourself.
Maybe they cancel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did find that, like, considering this movement really required, number one, urgency, because it was like coming up, and it's like it was really important for all of us, and we needed numbers. So I can't see how it was infuriating. Like, you speak to this massive ass audience, posting one thing just could make such a difference. So there was a frustration from that end. But me, I'm not willing to step out of my box of living to go into your box of living to come and attack you about how you chose to be part of this. And also, there's not everyone who cared. And guess what?
Ain't
Content creators, like, because there are many people who are going about their business and not doing anything.
Exactly.
But because you're a content creator.
Well, to whom much is given, much is expected.
I get it.
Yeah. So it's just, it was kind of like.
And also because our jobs is like posting. So it's like,
I feel like where some content creators went wrong is you can't, like, this thing can't be happening, and then you come on and you're posting as if nothing else is happening online.
Definitely.
Like, you need at least the people who it's like you've balanced. You're still doing like your ordinary day stuff and you're doing your ads and whatever, but then you're also posting like, oh, I can't believe they did this, hashtag reject finance bill, even just the hashtag, and then you continue. But the ones who said absolutely nothing about it, those ones I'm just like,
yeah, I don't know if I follow anyone who said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, eventually, now 3 weeks later, definitely everybody has said at least something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was really tricky, and it was really kind of difficult to see how people were dealing with it. For me personally, I was not going to have my activism managed. I decided that from the jump, right? I was like, first of all, when we first started protesting, I was just like, I go and break my leg and then...
Girl,
I go and break my leg.
I fell and hurt my knee and I was out of the gym
and
for
that's
2
the thing,
weeks.
That Tuesday, I was like, I'm not going to go and protest. But since Monday, I was using my platform because it's something I actually gave a shit about. I had a meeting with my money manager, and she kind of broke it down. She sent me this PDF. So like I kind of really understood, and I felt like this is something I should be a part of. Murugi went on Tuesday and broke
hurt my leg, was
my
literally
fear,
tear gas.
my fear was
like,
living. My fear was,
guys, that moment was so scary for me, because let me tell you guys what was happening. We were like running down a street and we were so many people. And then there was a guy who was running next to me and he tripped. And as he tripped, he pulled me down. So now I'm laid on the floor and I turn around and there's like a sea of people running, jumping
worst
over
nightmare.
me.
My worst
Literally.
nightmare.
You know, one of the people who jumped over me? My own sister Nelly. And she was just like, she looked down at me, she's like, Joe. Sorry.
Bye.
Listen,
See ya
girl.
later.
And later she was telling me, you see, now if we were both arrested, you see, I had to go call your man because, like, you see, now what would have happened? Anyway,
She
it was
was laughing
horrific.
when I called her.
Right?
She was.
That bitch. Anyway, literally so many points. And now at that moment, I was just like, what am I doing here? My leg is now hurting. They throw a tear gas, which literally lands like right here. Me, I saw my life flash before my eyes, girl.
No, your life did.
Like,
your life did.
Before I know it, is a guy here. Aya, sasa kuja tuingie kwa. I was like, oh my God. Somebody call my man.
I did.
It was not fun.
Yeah. Let me tell you what tilted. So my anxiety when I went now on Thursday, the week, right, there was kind of 2 weeks of protesting. I went on the Thursday and it's just like it was at 51%, my passion for solidarity, because I had seen what after Tuesday, the desire, the way even it looks when news are posting when there's so many people on the street. That's when I was like, despite the fact that I'm using my platform, I also saw that there was the physical solidarity was doing something.
Yeah.
And so I felt like maybe just psych it up. I prayed, I breathed, dear Lord.
Lydia
but after
was
getting tear gassed and getting hosed by that pink water, when I didn't die, I was like, okay, so I can take care of myself. I won't break my leg. I saw that I'm going to be able to manage. And then it felt like I'm a bit better.
Yeah, but I validate creators or even anyone who was not able to go on the streets, because I think it's you who had said something on your platform that putting yourself in a position where it's just like, I know my safety is at risk. I know I could get hurt. Choice. I know, that is like, if you are not able to do it, it's fine. Now, the people who went to now start explaining why they're not doing it, who got cancelled, even more so, that was a problem. But I like what you said about like, people not managing your activism.
You can't.
You can show up how you want
definitely
to
cannot. And when we do that, it's like it's not authentic, it's not true.
And people can really read through that. Really read through like, this one is just posting just cause, and it's just whatever, versus the ones who's like, I can tell you're passionate about this.
Yes, and I think it's okay for and also we are learning, news flash content creators are humans, and they're also learning what's appropriate. By the way, I think it was that Monday, or is it a Tuesday, whenever I met with my wealth manager and we talked about it, I prayed about it and I was like, God, give me the wisdom to understand what to do when. And one of the things that felt really good to me was education, because in the first week especially, a lot of people had no idea why they were mad. And because what happens online is like, I'm angry, so you be angry. As and opposed to, I'm angry because of X, Z, and Y, so that you can decide for yourself if you're angry about it. So that bit felt good. And it was just like God's guidance, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Lydia, I loved the angle that you took with like wellness and whatnot. See, that felt so authentic, because it's just like a lot of us are going through trauma. Like literally you've seen here, this person is just like, they can kill you. They
Getting
can shoot
tear gas, your life being threatened, being physically harmed or arrested. These
are
really traumatizing things.
They're actually like super traumatizing. Yeah.
And people aren't taking breaks. We're not allowed to you feel like this need, like I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah, actually it was like anxiety morning to evening, because now it's just like, even as a creator, it's like, okay, what I need to post, I need to repost something, you need to like amplify post voices. Even seeing the graphic images of like people who have died, people who have been harmed.
That was a lot.
Actually, that was like, it was really, really traumatizing.
That was too much.
It was
then
really
the president's
traumatizing,
address
guys.
after Tuesday. For me, I've never been, like, my anger is not my place to go, because it's a secondary emotion. So I usually just go to the second one, because I'm just very into my feelings. But I was angry. I was so angry. I felt so powerless. I felt really gaslit. It was,
I know.
That day, I slept with a tension headache. That's what I was like, work out, guys. Stay consistent with your routine.
And eat your fruits.
Your MP
drink your water.
had his English breakfast. He went to the gym in his home.
Yeah.
You go too.
Even you go, baby. Even you go, yeah.
But
anyway, it's been a it's been a tense time.
Couple of weeks.
It's been tense. In fact, at some point I was asking myself, now I mean, the emotions of like, I really want things to get back to normal, but also I don't want them to, because it's just kind of like, it's been great to be able to see like we're agitated for change, we got the change. And I love that feeling of just like we're all empowered and whatnot. But at the same time, it's just like, I need my kids to be in school, you know? And
Oh, God,
I need to be able to work.
as
Exactly. I want to be able
content
to like drive to the gym. I want to be able to like go to the salon. And I want those people also whose jobs are dependent on like being in town.
Especially
I mean, the number of people
businesses.
whose
Oh my
businesses were burned down and whatnot. I mean, yeah, it's been such a difficult season. We all need collective therapy as Kenyans.
100%. And there's a lot of places, by the way, that are doing like group therapy for like just trying to take your emotions somewhere, because it's not one person you're mad at. You're mad at a system. You're mad at the government. And that can feel really like, I can't punch it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you need someone to take those emotions. So there's a lot of things I've been posting on my stories. A lot of people are tagging me on like group therapy and things like that to kind of go and express some of those emotions. It's real. I have stayed consistent with my routine therapy because I don't know how I'd have survived. I have no idea how I'd have survived. There does feel like there's a bit of an anticlimax. And actually there's a video I'm probably going to post it by this time comes out. This lady, Kobe Campbell, said it's difficult to enjoy what you had to beg for. In the process of begging, number one, you start asking, who the hell am I begging?
And why?
And why? And why are you denying me this? And all the things that happen in between. And begging, I'm referring to having to shut down the country, having to protest, all of that. In that space, the amount of things that happen is like, when you get what you want, it's like, nah, it's you I don't want.
Exactly.
It's you.
And that's why. And that's
this is
why.
exactly what people are feeling. It's you I don't want, because I've realized who you are in this process of denying me what I want. So there's an anticlimax. I wish it had happened before Tuesday at least.
Yeah.
Because that would have felt really, really different. Really different. But
yeah,
anyway,
it's the people who
now.
died and whatnot. It's the pain that has come with, you know, those losses, that it's just felt like really. So we had to sacrifice these people so that you can be able to
hear. Not resign, hear.
Just hear.
Listen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder by the time this video is coming out, because we're shooting this the week before the video is coming out. Because it's coming out next week.
Every day there's something.
So like exactly.
So right now, what is currently happening is that yesterday there was like protest again. Somebody was shot, and this is after the Sunday of the president's interview. We're not getting into that.
Let's not.
So that's where we are now, and you know, every day things are changing. So that's the context of where we're talking about all of this.
Exactly. And on that note, guys, now let's just jump into what our topic is today, because some of mine are tied to literally what's been happening in Kenya. This is something that has trended for like ages on social media, is they could never make me hate X. Basically things that people are always hating on, but you just could never hate those things. So we have some of our own, but we also asked you guys for some, so we're gonna share, you know, the combination of the two. For me, my first one was they could never make me hate Kenyans or Kenya.
Oh, who? I thought you were gonna say they could never make me hate the president. I was like, Joe, this is not the time.
I hate him now.
Could never make me hate Kenyans.
Yeah, literally, me this season of just like feeling like, wow, we're all in this together. And oh my God, I love you guys. I love my country. I love it here. You know, even just the way people make memes of things. Like, there's just a unique way that Kenyans deal with very serious issues that sometimes I'm like, guys.
That girl who was like, you were on NTV with her. The girl who was like,
they have other flavors.
Different flavors. Tear gas. Yeah, I love the way that we make fun and jokes about it. Yeah. And I've realized how powerful we are. They could definitely never make me hate Kenya.
And the way people have pulled together, like the amount of money that Hanifa was able to raise for all the people who are like in hospital and people
so
whose
many
family were bereaved.
And
like, raised so much money. And like, it was like, it's just been beautiful to just be like, people love each other. By the way, we love each other, and actually we love our country. Yeah. It's just that these guys are making it difficult for us to like enjoy being here. Yeah. But generally at the heart of it, we all do love our country. We all love each other. And it's like, we just want a nice place to live.
Yeah. And do you know what? I want us to take that same energy in 2027 when we are voting. Don't let your do not lose your memory when that time comes. Because the truth is, nobody walked into that office without us.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah,
and you're not responsible for what people do when they do come into office, but we need to know that that's where it starts.
Yeah,
that's where it starts. That place.
Honestly, I've had to block so many people by the way on my Instagram. People who are just like, every time I posted anything about reject finance bills, Ruto must go there like, but you voted for him.
Oh, yeah, you are and
you
baby.
chose your ex-man But ain't
Yeah,
nobody
no,
talking
you're
about
not
that.
like
You
people.
loved him
People
then.
switch up. People
Literally,
switch up,
yeah.
and even if they don't, you are allowed to scrutinize and have different opinions about people who you voted in.
I'm
It's not like I
allowed to
voted for you,
change.
so everything you say
Now I
it's
must.
no.
That's the thing, and it's like I need people to be okay with the fact that there are many people who voted for him, and even he probably still has a lot of supporters right
By
now.
the way, the majority,
just that they are not chatting.
The majority voted for him. That's why he's in.
They are not chatting right now, let me tell you. Yeah,
my
but we're
God.
allowed to change our minds, guys. Sometimes even when I watch those old videos of like when he was campaigning, I'm like, I can see why I voted for him, because if he was telling me this now, I would vote for him now, because people say all these kinds of things. I saw a video where he was saying something like, all women when they give birth will get 3 months of free diapers. And I was like, wow. I am sure the Murugi of me who had it that time was just like, that makes sense. That's lovely.
But anyway, politicians, this is exactly the premise of politics. They come up, they say what they will do, and you have nothing to say. There's nothing to hold them at that time until they come into office. So please let people scrutinize those who they voted for.
Allow us.
And do you know what? People are allowed to change their minds.
Thank you.
People are allowed to change their minds.
Another thing this season has shown me is that they could never make me hate social media, because there has been such a legitimacy given to like the things we do and talk about online that people are just like, these are just people, you're just here on Instagram, you're just Instagram baddies, or you're just like, on X, you're keyboard warriors. Guess what? The keyboard warriors were on the streets the past 2 weeks. And I feel like there's something about that just made me feel so happy. Like this is something which started on social media. And now we went out there and like, wow, change.
All you do is post pictures, but why do you need me to post now? If all I do is post pictures, why it makes no difference now. Then it makes no difference now. And I'm so glad there's a deep validation. You're right.
There's a deep validation.
Right now around this.
And how well social people were able to use social media to disseminate information, to be able to do all this, like just like educating people about the finance bill. There was this whole page of like people have put the finance bill in different languages. Literally there's like an Instagram page,
Civic Rise
or something like. I was like, this is like, where if we didn't have Instagram and X and TikTok, how else would we be able to like get this information around this quickly?
And the people who have rallied a lot of followers, those who are called influencers and content creators, are the ones who got them the most amount of push because they have a big audience already. So please, let's stop shitting on content creators.
Honestly, I feel like stop. And then it can't always be like now when people are always hating on us and our profession, when it's like other times it's just like, oh, you're just advertising this, advertising, earning money. But when it's civic activism, that's when it's like, no, you must use your platform. You just can't use it to earn money.
No,
apparently.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like now, can we just silence it? At least for 2024. Start again in 2025.
They can never make me hate social media.
They can never make me hate Murugi Munyi.
Oh,
Somebody actually posted that as well.
Oh, really?
Could never.
Thank you.
Could never.
Thank
Period.
you so much.
Our big ass was out here being shoved up.
The nyash of the nation.
Arrested. Could never make me.
I loved that picture and that video so much. I was just like, you know what? At least it was for something. Like,
at least.
You all tore my t-shirt, but it's like, at least, something came out of that. If you ever have to be put in prison, I shudder.
It's not giving.
I shudder.
No. I mean, mine's not gonna give that. Mine's gonna give help her.
Yeah,
I'm a wellness girl. Go get her. Somebody go get her. Nope. I've been arrested before, and that was enough. Once I've spent a night in a cell. Yep.
Tell us what for. Lydia, just say, we won't cancel you. Everyone has said, we've all committed. We're not going to cancel you.
No, it's enough.
Lydia, just say. Okay, guys, I'd like us all to put in the comments, now that you know she spent a night in a cell, guess what it was for? Let's see how many of you get it right, because I already know.
Yeah.
So put down in the comments. And we'll tell you. Comments,
and that was enough. Okay, let me tell you. So I won't tell you why. But anyway, when I got in there, obviously I was crying.
Is this Kenya?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously I was crying. England, that's it. You go to jail.
Oh, no. Yeah. You go to their jail.
Yeah, you go to jail. You go to prison.
Not a cell.
No. Anyway, I was crying my eyes out. I was so upset. I was like dressed in like a really short dress, so I was really cold. But I was arrested with another girl, right? And she was kind of, I don't know, more masculine energy. So she literally took care of me. Like she was just like,
is this Central Police Station? Or which police station?
It was, I think it was, Parklands. Okay. She was just like holding me, and then she gave me her jacket, and then I slept. Wow. So yeah, I had a girlfriend.
In your lesbian era, come on.
And that was it. One time, it's more than enough.
Okay, fine. So I hope you're not out here breaking the law because, like,
Yeah.
Just try not to.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah,
I'm doing my
honestly, me after that experience, I was just like, oh my gosh, let me align my ways right, because I don't want to end up in this situation again. In fact, for that I was just like, I need to go to the gym so I can run faster, because maybe if I was stronger, I would not have been fallen when the guy pulled me down. Maybe I could have like hit him or something like that. Oh my god, just like
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you for going out in the streets with that leg of
No,
yours, girl.
I was so anxious. I could have died. The first hour, by the way, when we were out there,
Yeah.
ask Nancy, I didn't speak. I was just petrified of. I was like, if I broke my leg again, God would be like, Unadu?
Yeah, come on. Even
But
us,
yeah.
I don't know, we would come visit you. We'd just be like,
It's
you
enough.
be serious, girl. We're still in physiotherapy from that
From
other
that
time.
other time, but anyway,
The other
God
day,
is
I
good.
think I got like a memory on my phone of that night, and I was just like, wow. Before everything went to shit,
Before everything went to
that
shit.
was how much fun we're
And
having.
breaking your leg would change your life. I can tell you this now.
Oh yeah, will it?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
men,
we're
like
gonna
you,
have
you,
to.
you always like you think differently. Like my friend has invited me to football on Friday. I can't play. Like you are just always conscious of like being traumatized.
But
Listen.
football.
Contact sport.
Oh.
You're lucky, I'm going to the gym, but now I'm practicing like to push myself to do things because I
Yeah.
can't stay scared. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. Okay, those two are mine. Oh, that was yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could never make me hate Diana Bahati. Listen, I know guys
They almost
came
did. No,
for
I'm
her
not gonna say.
and cancel.
Guys,
Me,
they almost did. They could never make me hate. I am obsessed with her. I worship the ground she walks on.
I too. And,
Almost.
Yeah, almost, but it just
But
didn't
get
work.
there.
Yeah.
Almost.
I feel like, you see now, I don't know, maybe it's like it depends on what kind of content someone creates. It now is what I had the expectation in my head of what I expected you to post during this time. I feel like content creators like you and me, we post about everyday things, our everyday life, and like what things which are affecting us. So I feel like if I was to come on your page, I would expect that you've posted something about the finance bill. But there are some certain group of creators who it's like we already know that a huge part of their content is like vibes, exactly, and is kind of like, it's not relatable, it's not meant to be relatable, it's meant to be like, it's over there. There's no way your man is flying you to do what for your 7th surprise of the week. There's no way. So it's not relatable. So now I'm not expecting to come to your page now and see it, you're relating with me and my struggle. I don't know. For me, in fact, I was partly enjoying just like seeing, just look at this ordinary piece of content before next one, protest. I don't know.
They could never, but they almost, only because I felt like it was almost borderlining on like antagonizing, So it's like there's a dance between I'm unaware and maybe I don't care about this. Like even at the beginning, by the way, it's like I was like, not everyone is going to care about this. It's weird to believe that everyone will. They won't. However, then it got to a point of like, this is becoming really big. There's a really big movement. People are getting hurt. Like this government is really showing their ass. It felt a bit antagonizing, especially maybe it was like an ad. It felt more like kind of mtadu, like there was a line, there was especially after Tuesday.
But so at some point she was still doing ads of like clothes and whatnot, but now at least there was a hashtag. Reject finance bill, which I was like, she tried, guys.
No, she's amazing. She looks so perfect. I love everything she does. Her confidence,
so beautiful.
She's like, just so good.
Yeah, there were others who I was ready to like, just like, I'm not gonna go and cancel someone in their comments or whatever, but like seeing them get cancelled, just like, because that person is taking the
Jackie
place.
was in her comments. Girl. Jackie Matubia posted.
I saw Jackie Matubia in her comments like, oh girl, this is not the
like,
time.
She follows me. I was like, I'm not trying to get to. Ooh.
Yeah, things were burning hot fire. Burning hot fire.
But they could never make me hate.
But the reality, guys, if for content creators, having not worked for 2.5 weeks means that's 2.5 weeks of literally not earning money in those 2.5 weeks. Because even if some of the like the campaigns can be pushed forward, there are some which just can't. Like they end at a particular time. I think we have like 3 campaigns that were to start that literally have been cancelled and postponed.
I know, which
so that's
sucks,
money.
By the way.
Yeah,
which does suck. And I do understand, like, if it's like, for example, they seem to have like constant ads. Maybe you have like 2, 3 or 4, or people can wait. But then if it's just like constant, like every day there's like 2 ads.
30 in a month on the roster.
It's overwhelming. And when you see your livelihood is being affected, if you want to just like jump in there, girl.
Yeah. Yesterday when I saw something about like I think they posted something like first surprise, and I was just like, wow, it's that time of the year.
Yeah.
I guess. for
There you
first to
go.
seventh.
When's your surprise coming?
Your man even one surprise he's not giving you. Someone else is getting 7, one per day for a whole week.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Some of the responses are going to be like from you guys. Somebody said they could never make me hate watching TMI.
yeah.
sex
But is anyone
podcast.
trying to make you hate watching
Yes,
TMI?
sex podcast.
Damn, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Those women only tell you to stay away from men and hate men. Those men hate. Really?
My God, yeah,
Really?
seriously.
You listen to one snippet,
Yeah.
Jacob.
Plus,
relax.
also we love men over here. In fact, one of mine was they could never make me hate men.
You do. You
I
always
was
talk
like,
about hating
no,
men.
I love
They
men,
could
guys.
never make you
I
hate
could
your
know.
man is what you meant.
Oh right, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're always hating on men.
Thank you. Let me change that to my man. They could never. Yeah, they always trying to make me hate my man. So they could never make me hate him.
Never.
Yeah.
Move
it
on.
could be temporary hating, but it's like it's never permanent.
Yeah.
Generally I love him.
They could never make me hate Githeri. Yeah, I don't like it.
serious.
You like Githeri?
Yeah, I don't mind, but it has to be cooked really nicely. It needs to be like nicely like stewed. Don't just like stewed for a while. Has dania, has some like salt,
Something.
pepper, some paprika. It can't just be boiled githeri.
I could live without him.
Damn.
I could live without it.
Maybe you've never tasted a really
No,
good one.
sometimes at my shows I'll have it because like it's made really well. But do I dream of it? Do I leave that with like, what a food experience?
Yeah, I think what's just potatoes.
With potatoes, I
stew.
love.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. They could never make me hate junk food and sugar. They just couldn't. I'm
my
sorry.
God. They're working hard over here for
they
me.
work. Yeah, but still, we have 2 cookies waiting for us in the bedroom. So
Me is they could never make me hate sugar.
that's
Since
the
I stopped
thing. Yeah.
drinking. You think I'm going to date in Nairobi, be tear gassed, and not have sugar?
Imagine, crazy.
I know you damn wrong. You are wrong.
How is dating going by then? Anything new to update us? Like
Us?
anyone?
I told you I'm not taking like. I'm so sorry, guys. You get a watch at one point, but I don't think I want to take it throughout. Like I feel exhausted, but I don't know if I feel exhausted because the country is
Burning.
If I'm really going through it as far as grief, because grief is definitely kicking my ass. There's so many things that I feel like are emotionally exhausting me that dating is feeling like I don't know if I'm getting as. I need like a bigger reward. Yeah. Not a delayed or like I'm aligning with the love of my life or no.
A bigger word like a big penis or what?
No, like immediate, more of an immediate.
Oh,
yeah.
that
It's
could
like
be immediate.
it's like working out. It's like immediately
You
after I feel
feel
good.
so good. Yeah,
I
actually,
need
yeah.
so now I'm just feeling like
Yeah, I know what you mean. But hang in there, keep doing it.
I don't know.
Please. Please. If for nothing else, for the stories. Cindy, guys.
I don't know.
Please
guys.
encourage
I'm
her
so
in the
sorry.
comments.
No.
Encourage her in the comments below, guys.
No, I'm sorry. Let me rest. Can I rest? Can I rest in July? I'm going away in August.
Oh yeah.
You
by
know,
the way.
we regroup in September.
By the way, guys, this is our anniversary month.
It is.
It is. Happy anniversary month to us.
No, actually, our anniversary has passed. Yes.
No.
7th of July.
I thought it's 27th of July.
No.
Sorry. I know this
7th
is the
of July,
12th time.
guys.
Are you sure?
Or 10th. Which one is it, Nancy? 7th? Boom. So our anniversary was on Sunday.
Wow,
Happy 3 years of TMI.
Wow. Is it 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh my God. Happy anniversary
Crazy.
to
Happy
us.
anniversary, baby.
This should have been an anniversary episode. But none of you think. None of you is awake. None of you are working. All of you are just not thinking. This should have been an anniversary episode. Okay, our next one can be an anniversary episode. It could. What? It's still July. It's still our anniversary month.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah.
Happy anniversary, guys. We love you so much.
We love you guys.
It's a
Thank
joy
you.
to do this.
Yeah.
And we do it because we love it. Obviously, we do make money as well. That definitely helps.
Yeah.
But there's something about TMI that just feels so on purpose.
If it was only for money, I don't think we would still be here because I
No.
feel like we're not like swimming in like trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
So if it was only for the money, we'd definitely not be here. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for kicking it with us. Anyone who has been here from episode 1 till here where we are right now, which is episode, of course,
Episode?
If you're not
No one
focused,
is
no one is
awake
awake at
today.
work.
147. That's
wow,
crazy.
almost at 150. That's crazy. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Are you excited that it's our anniversary?
It feels like it's an exciting moment that we've come to 3 years, but I feel like we're in this stable vibe with TMI that is just about like keeping. It's different. Like, yeah, it just feels like now I know we'll reach the third.
Exactly, right.
Whereas
yeah.
the first was like,
oh my God.
We made it to
It
a
was
year,
orgasmic.
even 2, because those are the
Exactly.
tricky ones. Those are the tricky ones. Now we're settled in the marriage.
We are settled in the marriage, just like no one is going anywhere right now. And guys, we definitely have an event coming up because like at this point in the last 2 years, we have already had our event up. So just make sure you're following us on Instagram, TMI Podcast KE, Murugi Munyi, Lydia KM, and we'll be announcing that very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yerp.
They could never make me hate being single. I know you guys are working hard. You're working hard every single day. You are at the gym.
Really?
Because let me tell you, my desire for a relationship is not equivalent to hating being single. And there are so many pockets. I see, even yesterday, it was my Shosho's birthday. And I was like, I could never have as much time to be present for her since my Guka died in this way. Sundays for me were always a relationship day. Like they've always been. So now every Sunday after I go to church, I go to see my show. And being able to be there for her, I'm like, the amount of time I have because I'm single or because I haven't started a family yet is something that I constantly find joy, moments of joy. There are moments of like deep yearning for a relationship. There are moments of wondering like, okay, like how did I even get to a place where I'm in a place where I want a relationship, but it's like I'm so awake to what I want that I haven't aligned to it yet. There are so many questions that come up, but hating being single, hating waking up whenever I want, hating having all my money to myself.
I know.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're the ones who are actually awake and alive. I wish I could go back to when I was single to make myself like it, because then I don't feel like there was enough information about like you can act. There's nothing wrong with you if you're single.
Rest.
You see now, sleep.
Yeah.
Eat what you want or don't eat if you don't want to eat. But see us, we can't afford to be home. I don't feel like eating. Let me not cook. Yeah, you have literally three
I
little
remember that when I
dependents.
was in a relationship.
Little dependents who,
Yeah. There are
God.
moments for sure, guys, but no, in general, no. My therapist told me, okay, how was your day today? So I told her my day. So you had woken up at what time? I went to the gym. Like it was now this protesting because content creators were doing nothing except for posting. And I was like, yeah, I didn't do much else. She's like, I need you to add 2 kids and tell me what your experience would have been. So not to say there's anything wrong with that. When the time is right, that's wonderful. But in this season, oh no, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Because as our kids were home, so you are literally like you are
That's
at
really your
work.
biggest pain
You are
point
at
right now,
work.
isn't it?
Yeah. Well, now at least they're back in school. And for me, it's more the fact that this term already started with 2 weeks where they didn't go to school because of the floods. Remember the floods?
Oh my God.
So then now adding this one, it just means like either your school fees is not being used or they're going to have to add more time. And if adding more time at the end of the term means they don't get to rest as much in the next holiday, it just basically
It's
fucks up the entire thing.
and they don't have their same rhythm.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I just like, I love the fact that you love being single, because if you hated it, it would suck even for me as a friend, like having to be like, oh my God, I need to go and meet up
as
with
I always
Lydia
say, I
today
don't
to
know
be
what it
upset
would be 5 years
about
down,
being Lydia.
but in this Lydia right now, there's so much beauty in being single, especially as far as time and sleep.
And sleep and eating.
What's the eating?
Because like, you know how sometimes like, okay, like imagine anything that you cook with soy milk or almond milk. Now you have one child who can't have, let's say, soy milk. You have one child who can't have this kind of milk. Do you watch Mama Mudhoni's stories?
No.
Literally, you have one child who's like gluten intolerant. The other one is like lactose intolerant. The other one is allergic to like a certain kind of nut or a certain kind of like
a different set of complications.
So sometimes it's just like, or sometimes you're cooking and this child doesn't like the taste of dania, so you have to remove her portion before like you put the dania. Right now you see, only think about like, oh, what do I want to add to this? I want peppers, I want carrots, I want whatever. Sometimes it's not always like that. Just to excite you further about the future.
Can't wait.
Can't wait, right?
Wow, I've never thought of that.
Yeah, I know.
Like that time I had decided I'm vegetarian, so my mom had to kind of cook my food separately when I was younger.
You are the kids who are just like making our parents just be stressed for
my
nothing.
My mom said that it was really interesting.
Oh, really?
Raising me. Like, you never know what to expect with Lydia.
How fantastic. I'm glad she was able to do that
Fun.
for you, though.
Yeah,
That's
she
cute.
was.
Because the other
But she
parents would
wanted
be
to
like,
support
whatever
her.
the fuck is wrong with you? You're going to eat what we're eating, okay?
Yeah. No, my mom's the best. You already know.
Love her. Love her, mommy. They could never make me hate skinny jeans. No matter how much these all these baggy jeans are in fashion and mom jeans and whatever, skinny jeans will always be in for me. I'm sorry.
Straight
I love
cut is the
them.
one that looks the best on you.
I know.
Oh my God.
I
You
know.
look sensational.
In straight cut.
Yes.
Not straight cut is not mom jean.
Kind of, but like it's just like a bit straighter, kind
Yeah.
of boyfriendish kind of jeans. It's just a bit what, babe.
Yeah. Now the reason why you see, I have given up the search for like trying to find jeans which are fit like that, but
This
which
is
are my
it.
size.
This
Because
is
a lot
it.
of them are like maybe they don't have stretch, so it's like they won't fit my hips, or the ones which fit my hips now it's too big for my waist, and what like
I feel you.
you're gonna get what you're gonna get, and if it's a skinny jean, you're gonna have to take it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I feel you. I feel like I don't know if I'm at hate
Yeah.
for them either. I'm not. Yeah,
It's like you
I'm
might not be your
hate.
first pick of the jeans that you have, because
No,
you
for
have
sure,
a million
I'm so
from
obsessed with
toy.
different. Yeah. I'm obsessed with like the different kind of cuts for sure.
I was seeing something which was like I think it was a TikTok video which was talking about how millennials are obsessed with jeans and like we need to grow up and stop wearing jeans all the time.
I want to grow up. I'm looking into like
I was about to get
different
into like
trousers.
no, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
Girl, what?
It's a look. I'm sorry. It's a
No.
look, baby.
You want
It's a
Lydia,
look.
no.
Different types of trousers.
They want us to
It's
like
a
now
look.
do like capris, you know,
Anything
like
else,
yeah.
linen.
No.
Today I've got leather on, guys. Ooh.
I don't think this is what they meant when they said grow up.
Yeah.
No.
No,
This
what
is
they
giving party.
Yeah.
Are
Well,
you
I
trying to
can't
give party? No, I mean,
This is it. You
Yeah.
need to go out. That's a problem. You live in your house. Get out.
Beryl
Get
lives
outside.
in jeans, and this is the problem.
Jeans
Always
and
in
a top. Yeah, they never make me hate jeans and a top
Nancy
combo.
is not like a always jeans person. In fact, she
No.
rarely ever.
She's a fashionista.
Yeah.
In fact, she could be making a lot of money as a fashion content creator.
Exactly.
But she has plenty of money. That's why
She hates
does-
money,
yeah.
actually. Yeah, but yeah, if you have like things like palazzos, capris, you know those.
You had
straight,
a
like,
palazzo moment.
I did.
And
then-
it really died
Yeah,
instantly.
I don't know what
an instant
happened.
death.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm changing for sure.
Tights also, they could never make me hate tights. Like, I'm sorry, as a plus size babe, I will always be a tights person. I need to be able to tuck my tummy
You
into
guys need
something.
to work harder because we should hate those.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
Tights,
I'm
tights.
done.
I miss the days you used to come to shoots like in your tights and your spaghetti
I
top. Those were
don't.
the
I
best
don't.
times.
I've moved on.
It's because you've been doing your own makeup. Once we go back to using a makeup artist, you're going to
Be lazy.
yeah, exactly.
No, guys, I'm elevating. I'm sorry.
Are you? But
Yeah,
like for what
really.
purpose? You know, with what the country is going through, is that really what
For
your focus is in, guys?
enjoyment.
Cancel Lydia.
Yeah. Cancel her. She cares about anything else remotely.
Imagine.
Yuck.
Guys, every time we be posting anything on social media this week, it's just like,
We've been calling each other.
yeah, me, I post and then I like, you have to stay on. You know how sometimes you post and you get off Instagram and
You
come back
cannot
after an
afford
hour?
to do
No.
that.
In 5-10 minutes, you need to check and be like, oh, what are people saying in the DMs?
Yeah. Somebody did come for us when we posted the episode like on the other week.
Did they?
Yes, they did. They was just like, you're posting nonsense. And, no matter what's going on in the world, someone was like, are you for real?
But that was the first Wednesday, like before the Thursday. You see, the Thursday
Yeah.
you guys went, that's when things got like really
Yeah.
blew up. You know what I mean?
And then the next
So-
week we didn't post. So
Yeah,
I didn't
so it's
understand.
like, leave us.
But also there's
We
some people who
tried.
their full-time job was checking who's not posting about it to attack them.
And I wonder what those people were actually doing. Like, did you contribute money for people's hospital bills? Were you yourself on the
And let
did
me
you
tell
print?
this, I think majority of people
posters?
who are attacking others
I don't
weren't
think-
doing anything because my job was
Agreed.
focusing on what I can do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, people were really. Hey,
my
it has been a
Alright.
tough time.
Let's read some of your own.
Mm-hmm.
They could never make me stay. They could never make me hate staying at home.
Oh yeah, girl.
I've got words. Let me give my notes. Let me give my notes.
Are they positive? Because they're not keep them to
Let me
yourself.
gi-
In
let
this
me give my
climate, we
notes.
don't need that.
I think I'm a bit worried at how much it's such a trend to not want to go out and socialize at all. And the reason why I'm worried about that is that I don't know if we are undervaluing the value of community and being social, being outside, even if this is just in the sun. Right? I did a post here and I saw a massive difference. I did one post on, it was something like, one of my days in the weekend needs to look like this. And it was just basically
remember
like
that,
lying
yeah.
down, eating, being at home. Like one of my nights needs to look like that. So many people could relate. Then I posted another one. It's like, I know, like, staying indoors will never go out of fashion, but outside. And I was showing like all being outside. And it's like some people could relate, but not the majority. And it's worrying me. Have you seen the content on TikTok about like, my depressed apartment and things like that? People staying indoors for months on end. Just because you're not necessarily depressed, but there is something that like we might be lacking. Then people always complain, always like, Lydia, how do you have so many friends? I love the way your life looks.
But you're not willing to leave your house.
But you're not willing to leave your house. You're not willing to like meet your friend or whatever. It's getting a little bit scary. And because loneliness is now becoming like an epidemic, people being disconnected is becoming an issue. I'm worried at how much we are hyping up just not wanting to go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So I that's an interesting perspective, and I had not actually thought about it like that. For me, when I saw that first video, I was like, yes, absolutely. When I saw the second one, I was just like, which outside? But also it depends on what kind of outside is portrayed. You see, in that outside, it wasn't like outside of like we're at brunch, we are sitting somewhere having lunch. It was outside partying.
Yeah.
So you see, a lot of, maybe it's just like, for me, I never think about like I want to be in my house vis-a-vis partying. May see as like I want to be in my house vis-a-vis maybe working or having like a responsibilities, kind of thing.
Yuck.
I'd never thought about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it as like this versus socializing and just like being with friends and
Being
family
with
and spending
people.
time
I even
with
did some where I was just
family.
lying down in the grass.
Yeah, actually, yeah. For me, that one is just like that part is indeed worrying. But I do feel like there's a dichotomy to it for me. For me, I feel like there's a lot of millennials, especially who we were raised like our parents never wanted you to just rest, relax at home. So now when you have your own space and you've taken the time, especially post-COVID, you've taken the time to like make it nice and it's like a welcoming, loving space. It's like, I want to be here. But I agree with you. It's just kind of like,
It's
and then
getting
also with
worrying.
social media, sometimes you can feel like you've been outside without being outside. Think about how exhausting it was to like be on social media last week. At the end of the day, it's like you are tired. It's like I had been running on the streets even on the days that I hadn't been running on the streets.
Yeah.
So maybe that also makes people feel like it's like I have been socializing even though technically you haven't been socializing.
No, I want to tell you guys.
Yeah, a balance
that
is required.
Creating communities, being like even just for your mental health, being out in the sun is so important. And the only reason why I say that is that I always see this like having like friends and community and being close to my family members seems foreign to majority of people.
Yeah.
So I feel it's this like I desire it, but I don't know the steps towards it, And by the
Yeah.
way, I completely validate if you want to just stay at home. But if you are the person who does want maybe outside experience, but it's like you're just kind of just leaning into what's comfortable. I love my house, and I could be in my house the beginning of the month to the end, but I know what connection and community does for me. So it's like sometimes just like I know this moment you don't want to go to that branch,
Yeah.
but go, you loved it.
You enjoyed.
Did.
Yeah, but do you want to risk not enjoying?
Hmm?
Do you want to risk not enjoying and now you're trapped there? But you're not actually trapped there.
No, you know. You can
Yeah,
always
I
go
saw
back
Melissa's wardrobe in her Q&A, which you now watched
I will
today,
watch.
right?
I did
You have
not.
not watched. Anyway, there's one where she was talking about. Someone asked her, she's Melissa's wardrobe on Instagram.
queen of the
She's
world. Come on.
fantastic and amazing, and she thinks you're poor and need to
Yeah,
monetize your
definitely.
life. Anyway, yeah. So she was asked like, did you go anywhere? Because she like came and announced that she's had a baby and nobody knew that she was pregnant. And she was asked, did you go anywhere? Like, throughout your pregnancy? She's like, literally, she didn't go anywhere except for like it's during Easter or something like
But she
that.
had
And
a
it's
tough
like,
pregnancy.
yeah,
though.
she did, exactly. And like she was like on bed rest for most of it and whatnot. So in like certain instances where it's like maybe you struggle with anxiety or you I don't know.
You've got to have
Maybe,
measures
like,
based
yeah.
on who you are and what's going on in
and
your
your
world.
specific
Yeah.
context. Exactly. Yeah,
for
your
sure.
specific context. But yeah, let's go outside sometimes, guys.
Yeah, no, I right now it's like I'm not exactly in my outside era because I do spend a lot of time in my house, but I am getting excited for new experiences.
It never feels like you spend a lot of time in your house because you mostly post when you're not in your house. Do you know that?
Yeah, because now what am I showing you? I'm in my house. Let me just rest. And in my house when I'm resting, I do that.
Yeah.
I rest.
Yeah, actually, that's what it
I'm
is.
in my house majority of my time.
I know.
Yeah.
But also there's an aspect of, so all this is about balance, but I feel like there's an aspect of life because life things force you to be outside. For example, going to work, coming for a shoot, going to school if you're like a school going person, having to go for like church or whatever, because those things force you to be outside.
Like if you have a 9 to 5, for
exactly,
sure.
when you get to be at home, then enjoy being at home.
That's what somebody had said. If you have a
Yeah.
9 to 5, then your experience of being indoors is going to be very different than maybe mine. So for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't want us to be lonely. My my show, we did her birthday and she has so many friends. I want you to have friends.
was
And
too
she has to call,
cute,
even when she's
yeah.
old, she goes to see her friends. Even when her friend was really tired and, it's like they're not able to move as much, they go. And now if my show did not
actually
have the
so
community that
sweet.
she's built, she would be devastated.
Yeah. It's actually, but I get that like of just like, oh my God, we are so tired. Like the other day when we had our cousins meet up, I don't know if you saw that on was it Friday last week? We drove to Embu to go see my show. And like that day, I was just like, oh my God, it's just this same week that we were in Mandamano. It's this same week we buried my Guka Ali and we
We've
had
been
been
having
to
so
Embu.
many
The
big
things,
group
big group
Oh
things.
my
Exactly.
God.
So at some point I was just like, oh my God, I really don't want to. But then I was like, when else are we all going to be together? Because a lot of my cousins live like abroad. And I was just like, I don't want to regret having missed this one opportunity to connect. And I could always rest. Like I haven't rested since then though, because like just so much, there's just been so much
It's been hot.
Actually, there's been a lot happening and I need life to like slow down a bit.
Relax.
Let's
breathe.
just relax.
I get it. But yeah, sometimes it's just like I can't always be bothered. But I know that it's important to me to pour into this friendship. Remember how I think it was you who was saying like there's this cup and everything you do is either pouring into the cup of the relationship of love or whatever or removing. And I know the things that add. I'm not missing my friend's birthday. I know I'm tired. But let me go that means something to him. No, for me anyway, it's priorities. Community and connection is up there. So that's why I get out of my app.
And where does honoring your body and your feelings go?
I always know. Just like gym and working out, it's like I'm not a slave to this. It's just that because it's my priority, I act according to my values and my priorities. But when my priority is myself always, first and foremost, my health and wellness is my priority. And if those two now, connection and community, health and wellness will win. And it's okay. And I can justify that.
Yeah. To yourself, because that's you're the only person.
Yeah, to myself and also to my friend who has an expectation of me showing up for their birthday.
All right.
Yeah, I can tell them this is why. And because they also love me and they care about my health and wellness, that is okay.
They should be able to understand. Agreed.
Yeah.
Whew,
They could never make me hate chips and sausage.
Yeah, no one could. I mean,
I don't eat it anymore.
Really?
Chips, yes.
But if you
the
do
chips and sausage,
eat, like, girl,
I'm over it. I think sausage just became so accessible.
That's
Way
the
back in
thing.
the day, chips and sausage was like you are the richest in your school.
But the combination
now,
of those two just will never ever be bad. It
will never be bad.
Yeah, that's
It'll
the
never be
thing.
bad.
They could never make me hate masturbation.
They need to work hard enough.
Yeah,
I'm
they
over
need
it.
to work hard enough. Like you could give me any verse, you could show me any research that has been done about, you could do all this, but I ain't never hating it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I've like drastically reduced, guys. Like, oh my God, I think we're not even at maybe even once a month.
Yeah, but hating it.
Yeah, maybe not hate it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
I hear you. They could never make me hate myself. Oh my God. And somebody said, not again.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I've hated myself before. Never again.
Yeah, I also feel like that's something of the past.
Never again.
Yeah, I don't know
So
if it's a
off-brand.
30s
Oh my
thing,
God.
but I just feel like that season
Could
of our lives is just
never.
like past.
It's
I've done so
done.
much for me. I've done too much for me to hate myself.
Never.
Yeah.
Bye.
Sorry. They could never make me hate the LGBTQ community.
They could never. You could
could
try
never,
though.
yeah.
You
I
could
know,
try
yeah,
though.
but,
You could never.
Yeah. Hating people for who they choose to love. Hating people because they don't align with your own values. I'm sorry. I could never hate them.
And I feel sometimes
sorry.
like there's something that's inherently kind of, I feel like egotistic about the belief that your way is the
only
right
or the
and
right
the
best
only
way.
and the prime and the standard. There's something so crazy to me about that.
Yeah.
It's wild. And let me tell you, maybe if you've never experienced like directly being abused for who you are or being like treated less than for who you are, you understand, because I grew up as an ethnic minority in the UK. All experiences are tailor fitted to white people and living in that experience. So now me, who's an ethnic minority, and now I'm going to take that my big chest and hate somebody for being a different minority. That could never be me. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I could
Yeah.
never. I could never. They could never make me hate the peace sign. It doesn't matter how much you tell me that this is so millennial. I'm always going to it. Or
They could
even
never
duck
make me
lips.
being
A millennial, right?
No.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we are not Gen Zs. I'm sorry.
No, I love being a millennial, but I love Gen Zs.
Yeah.
Imagine those two things could exist.
They
Oh my
can,
God.
apparently. Yeah,
Imagine
apparently they can.
crazy.
Yeah, I love being a millennial as well.
But I love you, Gen Z.
Our experiences were just so unique. I don't know. I feel like what I love about being a millennial is like we saw the world before the way the world is now. Do you know what I mean? It's like before social media became like social media,
Yeah.
it's like the normal life, so to speak, of how it was before. And then now we're able to still be in this one.
Digital world.
Yeah, and I love that.
I love it.
Because I feel like it just makes us appreciate certain things more. I just feel
So
like some
much
people just
more.
is like, if you get it, you get it. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you're just not a millennial then.
Yeah, and that's
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
They could never make me hate dipping bread in tea.
No.
They should, though.
They should. That's just
They
not.
should.
I can't remember the last time I saw someone do that. And please, no. It's giving not it. My last one, they could never make me hate knotless braids.
Never.
I know. I had a whole conversation with my hairstylist about, he was just like talking about how bad knotless braids are for your hair and how they make your hair cut, they make your hair weak and whatnot. But I was like, but the aesthetic though. Like, I have never seen anyone look bad in knotless braids. Like,
to be made.
that's it. Oh my God.
Yeah. This obsession with like hair, it's just hair.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's how I see it. Like it's just hair.
Yeah.
You can shave it and then nothing changes. When you die, it continues to grow. It doesn't care about you.
It continues to grow.
Yes,
That's
and your nails.
fucking
it's
crazy.
They don't care about you. Hair doesn't care about you. And you're revolving your hair around here. I love if hair is an expression to you, but it can't take precedent over certain things. If I want to look good, I'm gonna look good.
But at what cost? At what cost? The
Edgeless.
cost of your
Yeah. Edgeless and successful. Here I am.
Yeah, me, I'm so focused on growing my hair this year, guys.
too.
I've kept my hair open for,
my-
it's been like 6 weeks or 7 weeks that my hair has been open. I'm so proud of myself. I might
Yeah.
start braiding soon, but who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about that as well. Like you take care of your hair,
Yeah, I
like
really
even like
try to.
you really do. I'm trying to take a leaf off your book.
Yeah.
Like I know it's just hair, but it's a part of you, so you can't care for it in a better way, Lid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You mostly, I feel like you don't really
I don't
care about your hair.
Yeah.
But that's part of your health and wellness, Lydia.
It is, yeah. But one of the things is that I've had hair that it's like the growing, and that has never been my thing.
And it's like it
I
grows
cut my hair in a
anyway.
way and it would just grow.
And it just grows.
That's the problem. But yeah, I'm working on that, guys.
Okay,
I am.
fine. Good girl. Did I read any of anyone else's? I didn't.
They could never make me hate small penises. TMI be trying. But I'm glad we failed.
I'm really glad that they already made me hate
That's
them.
really specific though as well.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the benefits are.
One of our friends, if she was here, should say they could never make me hate short men. And she knows herself.
She
and if
loves
short
king.
kings. So if you're
Yeah.
watching, girl, good for you.
We love it for you.
Love it for you.
Yeah, because your tall monkey has been treating you like shit from the jump. And her short king treats her like the queen that she is.
Oh my
Continue.
God. Thank you.
It looks cute on pictures. You're crying at night.
Guys, please, do you have more?
Done.
Okay, fine. Please share with us in the comments, guys, what they could never make you hate. Do you see yourself getting back on the streets to Maandamano again?
For now, I don't think so. This is where I stand on this, by the way. I feel like despite getting what we want, I'm using that deeply in quotes because of how it feels to be in this dynamic, right? Protesting tends to be like a last resort of like other measures not being heard, and that's how I like to use protesting, right? So I feel like it's a movement to try and get accountability, to scrutinize policies, to hold government accountable. These are things that is like it's a process. It's not a one-time thing, you know. So I feel like, and knowing that this government is going to kill as many of us as they care to, I don't feel like I want to put more people out there when this is something that's going to take ages. This government is in until 2027.
Yeah.
So
this is the unfortunate reality.
this is the unfortunate reality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like for now, no. However, you never know what happens.
Yeah, because even
There
if you had
could be
asked us 2
something
weeks ago, we would
crazy.
never have been like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to be on the streets getting arrested.
So you
for
never
sure.
know what happens. But as it stands right in this moment, I feel it's just like, let's keep the momentum of like, being awake, like what bills are coming in, what's wrong, what's happening in our country. and let's continue on that energy, but not necessarily being in the streets, because it's us who's suffering.
Exactly.
As of this moment, it's us.
It's us. I also don't see myself going on the streets for now, right
Yeah.
now, because and I just feel like we need to, as people, as creators or whatever, explore other forms of agitation and activism that is not necessarily going on the streets, something which is
And risking our
sustainable.
lives,
Yeah.
yeah.
One positive thing, okay, well, it's just a change. I wouldn't say it's positive or negative, but one change that has happened is that clearly now social media is alive with like politics and like political, like posting political things, because I feel like previously, even like during elections, between elections and like now, people generally don't post like political things at
I'm not
all.
even concerned at all.
Yeah, like, but like even things like to do with like calling out the government and whatnot, I don't feel like it's something that people were like actively doing like on a daily. In fact, if anything, because people, maybe you're trying not to like agitate your audience, trying not to divide people. It's like you don't want now to start having like political affiliations or people like affiliating you with one particular political party. But now I feel like everyone is like talking about politics and talking about like the issues, like civic issues that are affecting all of us, societal issues that are affecting all of us, which I think is a fantastic thing, because the more we keep talking about it, the better it is for all of us. The more educated, the more informed we are, the more we're able to engage from a point of knowledge.
And I love the aspect I love about that most is that it's been tribeless, partyless, leaderless. There's something about that I like, because especially around elections, it's like it's such a focus on this person is this tribe and then this other one. So these people are the ones who are. It feels so divisive.
Yeah.
Whereas now I feel like this is just like education. It's just like you're awake to what's happening around. Yeah.
Agreed.
And somebody said, I don't know who told me this, but they said that they want to do more focus on like from the jump of election. Stop just going here when there's just two people, because they become two people because of what is happening from the jump. If we are awake to the beginning, maybe we'll have more options, because we always feel like it's a rock and a hard place. Most of the time when this election for sure, I felt that.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's because you don't want to, like, for me personally, I'm like, even if I was not voting for Ruto, it's just like, if I am strongly don't want to vote for the ODM candidate, and like now this, I don't want to waste my vote, because I know if I vote for any of these other ones, obviously they're not winning. So you see, it's like, I want my to feel like my vote counted towards the two, either of the two who are actually about to win.
That mentality is why we get those two. Because if other people had more belief in the other options, maybe we would. But everyone always says, no, everyone's going to this. So we always end up with the two consistent basic ass.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's going to change, girl. Look at the US. They have two
Believe
literally
in yourself.
fossils.
Look what you've been able to change.
They have two fossils
Look what you've
who are
been able
running
to change. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, I guess
Believe
so.
in us.
Yeah, we need to pray for the US.
Yeah.
They are the ones who look like they're going through a lot.
Oh my God, they're in the ghetto. But they've been in the ghetto for a minute though.
They've been in the ghetto, girl. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, let us know down below things that they could never make you hate, and give us your commentary about what's been happening in the country. If you are Kenyan, tell us how you've been experiencing this, how else you feel like we can keep showing up, even how you'd want us as TMI or as Lydia and Mugi to keep showing up. We would love to hear from you. Feel free to DM us also on Instagram, TMI Podcast KE, Lydia KM, Murugi Munyi. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next episode.
Bye.